Here with the one and only Vergil Ortiz Sr. Virgil, 2 weeks ago, 2 Saturdays ago, we got to see your boy, your son, Vergil Ortiz Jr. fight Madrimov. Somebody that gave stiff and tough competition to Terrence Crawford. A lot of people thought Terrence Crawford looked awkward that night, didn't look great, but yet Virgil was able to do much better than Terrence Crawford did. Before we even get to that, how did you see the fight? Because I know the scorecards were a little too close for some people.
You mean on Crawford and Madrimov?
No, I'm talking about Virgil versus Madrimov.
Oh, I thought we beat him wider than 15-13. I thought it was like it was like 16-12, 8-4. I mean that's just my honest opinion. You know, because I try not to, some of the rounds that were like real close. I try to, usually in my head I'll give it to the other guy, so that kind of helps me, like you know, to adjust during the fight. You know, if it's close, usually when a round is real close, the people will give it to themselves. It makes them feel better, you know, as they're fight. I do the opposite. It kind of helps me better like that. But I thought Virgil beat him comfortable. Thought the first few rounds, I thought Virgil even won one of the first few rounds. You know, just because the other guy was just moving a lot and was more flashy. You know, people like more flashy and stuff. But I thought that when it came down to it, the cleaner shot, you know, I thought it was Virgil. You know, even controlling the ring. You know, I know the guy was moving, but just because the guy is moving, and you know, that doesn't mean that's not what Virgil wants him to do, and moving him a certain way and stuff like that. But you know, to each their own.
Now, I spoke with Mikey earlier, and we talked about the Virgil Madrimov fight and everything. And honestly, Mikey kind of went back a little further, even to I believe the Sergey Bohuchuk fight. And he said, first 18 fights of Virgil's career were a tad bit, you know, quick, was able to finish him and everything. But these last 2 fights, these are the 2 fights that we've been actually able to see more from Virgil Ortiz. Do you agree with that? Yeah,
well, I guess in the fight, because in sparring we see it all the time. You know, what we said, people still haven't seen Virgil what he is, because he doesn't have to do it. You know, I always tell Virgil, you know, just do what you have to do. You don't have to do nothing extra. You don't have to do nothing flashy. Just if you can get him out of there, get him out of there. If not, then they go slow. But you know, he's never gonna do extra stuff that he doesn't have to do. He doesn't get paid to do extra stuff. You know. In this case, you know, he had to do a little bit extra, be a little bit more patient, and just do his job, and that's all he does. You know, he just does what he has to do.
We all know that last year, Virgil, I was here when it was pretty much set out, you know, that he was going to fight Tim Tszyu, and he was excited for that fight. It actually got him up. We've seen what happened to Tim Tszyu since. They're kind of trying to align Tim Tszyu versus Keith Thurman, because that was the pay-per-view that was supposed to happen last year as well, but it didn't because Thurman got injured, and now they're trying to rekindle that again. What's next for Virgil? What does he want? Who does he want? I know Virgil doesn't select his opponent, but Virgil, when I saw his excitement for that Tim Tszyu fight, who other than Tim Tszyu can bring him out like that? Who could bring that excitement out? Who could say, let's do this?
I mean, you know, on Virgil's point of view, he doesn't care. He really doesn't care. I mean, you go back to a little bit back. You know, they were going to give him the Tim Tszyu fight. He took the fight. They were going to give him Boots Ennis fight. He took the fight quick. Then they changed it to Madrimov. He took it right then and there. You know, for him it doesn't. For him, he doesn't care. For me, you know, I think the what makes sense for him is for him to get the full world title of the WBC. You know, I think he deserves it. He's more deserves a shot. He's waited for his time. If you look at his resume, just look the guys that he's fought, and for him still not to get that, you know, that world title in the 47, and then right now the belt that he has, you know, to some people they don't think it's a world title. You know, he pays the fees like it's a world title, and they say world title. You know, so I just would like for him to get the full WBC one. Just for him, you know, but other than that, like, I don't even care myself anymore, you know, like for at the end of the day, you know, what's gonna feed him is this check. He's not gonna eat a belt at the end when he doesn't have money or whatever, you know. So I don't really care that stuff either. So whatever makes sense for him. And I say like this because, you know, they came to a time when Virgil, you know, when he got sick and all that, and you know, almost retiring pretty much. You know, we're running down on money because of him not fighting us, spending so much money in camps and all that. You know, those belts weren't gonna feed him. It's the money. So whatever takes care of my son long, for the rest of his life, financial. That's what I want. I don't care about anything else, or when anybody says, "Oh, who does he want next?" I don't give a shit. I just want him to be okay. So whenever I die, I want to be able to die in peace, knowing that my son's okay.
All right, we'll step off and hop off the Virgil thing, Vergil Ortiz. Let's talk about what happened this weekend. I know maybe that you were saying inside that you didn't see the fight.
Yeah, I didn't see the fight.
But I know you've heard about what's been going on. Fight was close. Roach did a lot better than anybody gave him credit for. And Tank in the 9th round takes a knee.
Okay.
Then he goes to the corner after taking the knee, gets his face wiped off. First off, I spoke with Mikey and other people, and they all say that should have been counted as a knockdown, as a voluntary knockdown. And 2, the fact that he went to go to the corner to go get wiped off in the middle of all that can also lead to a disqualification. Yet none of that occurred, and then we got a draw. No, you didn't see the fight, but just knowing those things, knowing the rules, knowing that scenario, knowing all of this, should it have been counted as a knockdown? And if so, Roach gets the title belt. And also, the corner helping him and drying him off.
So hearing what I've heard, I haven't seen the fight. Like I said, I was flying when I was trying to actually see if I could figure out a way to see it on flying here, and I couldn't. In my opinion, it's just my opinion. I'm no professional ref or judge or whatever. If it should have been a disqualification, if anything. You're going to the corner and being the corners. It's like this. When you get thrown out the ring, nobody's allowed to help you. Nobody can touch you. You get disqualified. It's almost the same thing. He voluntarily took a knee. That's right off the punch. It ain't like he got hit and 20 minutes later he ran around and then he got hit, just took a step back, took a knee. It's like a body shot. I'm not saying that that was like a body shot. I'm not saying he's hurt or anything, but
yeah, because he got hit with a jab.
You get hit with a body shot. The body shot. If you look at it, the delay is the same. The time wise.
Yeah.
You go back, and you take a knee. It's the same thing. So regardless, I know he was saying something about he had grease in his. That's still there's unfortunately there's no excuse in boxing. This is probably the only sport that you can have broken hands and this and that, and you don't have an excuse. Period.
Going back to what you just said, broken hand. Floyd Mayweather broke his hand over, I believe it was Jesus Chavez's head. He took a knee and they counted it as a knockdown.
Yeah. You just can't. Even with Virgil, people realize Virgil has broken his hands during the fights, and he's shooting, and he don't have a choice but to fight. And it's just the way it is. But they should have counted it from what I've heard. And that could have been a disqualification, his corner, and I don't know if his corner didn't know or something, but yeah, that definitely could have been disqualification.
And I know for anybody who watches this, we're gonna just give a little sidebar here. This is completely unbiased.
Yeah, it's unbiased. I actually like Tank, and I actually like Roach. I've known Roach, since Virgil was pro. They're in the same stable. They're growing up together. His team is very nice. They love Virgil. They're good with us. They have always cheered for us. And Tank has never said anything bad about Virgil, so I don't have anything going against them. I'm just saying rule wise.
Yeah, rule wise. Exactly.
Rule wise, if you take a knee, that you're automatically that's an 8 count. That is an 8 count. So however you want to see it, but that should be an 8 count. Yes.
And finally, I'm just going to talk about what's coming up in May. They made the announcement. It's called Fatal Fury in New York. It looks like a great card, and this is again thanks to
Turkey.
Yeah, exactly. We have Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero. We have Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez, a camp fighter, and then we have Teofimo Lopez versus Arnold Barboza. Any of those fights can honestly main event their own and headline their own card. But the fact that it's going to be in Times Square, we're hearing that it may be actually free, but the fact that all of that is going on, how do you feel about that card? And also at the same time, how do you feel about what Turki himself is actually doing for the sport?
Look, I know you hear not a lot of people, just some people that say, oh, well, Turki is taking them over there, Turki there. Dude, Turki is doing a lot for the sport. He is doing a lot. I mean, he made this last fight, the last crescendo, $35 $35.
$25.
$25. I mean, come on, man. That's
crazy.
That's crazy. And then that caliber of fighters that are on there. Every one of those guys were main event fights. Every one of those guys. Now you got 3 guys in three big fights in New York, and from what I'm hearing, they might be free. I mean, nobody does that. I mean, he's making these guys fight by paying them, you know, and he's forcing them to fight. Not forcing them, but hey, you don't have an excuse now, you know. You take a loss, but you're getting paid for it, you know, regardless of what happened. I think he's probably the best thing that has happened to boxing, period. I mean, you can say, oh, like these certain fighters come this and that, but he's literally is the one that's you don't have an excuse now not to take the fight. It's there. If you turn it down, you turn it down because whatever reason, but he's the money there's no excuse. Usually the friction or the excuse there is money wise. There's no excuse now.
Yeah,
there's not an excuse now. So that's all I had to say, man. But you know, he's a big boxing fan. He's making things happen, and how can you not like someone like that, you know, like out of his own money, and you're getting the benefit out of it? I mean, come on, dude. Like you know, he's the man. Turkey's the man. And he's a good dude, man. Turkey's a good dude, man.
With that said, I'm gonna leave you with this one. The last, well, 2 final things.
Mm-hmm.
One, if you were to have his ear, and you were to tell him this is the ultimate money fight, pound for pound, the best fight you can make with all the money you have, what would be the fight that you would make, or that you would tell him to try to attempt to make? Would it be Canelo Benavidez? Would it be Benavidez Bivol? Would it be Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder? You could fantasy this as much as you want. What fight would it be for you to tell him in his ear, yo, this is the fight you need to make pound for pound, money for money?
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of... I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't know, because, you know, some people will say Benavidez Canelo, but I think that is just more of a popularity thing. I don't even think that's the fight that I would want to see, because I can almost tell you, I won't even, I'm not gonna say it, but I already know who wins on that fight, and I'm not even gonna, you know, I think the best thing for me that I would say is a 154 tournament. There's nothing there. That is the most loaded division there is. They all fight.
6 or 8 fighters.
I would say 8.
8. Who would your 8 fighters be?
Shit. Hey, what's up, Jose? How you doing, man? Gracias. I would say the top 8. Just the top 8. I mean, gracias. You can put they all would fight. They would all fight. Yeah, I would say all the top 8 in the 154. And hell, they don't even have to be a tournament. They can just be a 154 night, you know, a card, and you're gonna see a fight. They can all fight, man. They can all fight. That's what I would say. You know, if you're looking to make money, then you could say the fights that you just mentioned. That's to make money. But if you're for someone that's in boxing that knows, like, this fight will fucking do this or this fight will do that, then that's who you would want, you know, like. And then you would throw someone small in there, smaller weight class. I would say throw Bam in there. Fucking Bam will fight, man. He's known him for a long time, you know, since he was a kid and Virgil was a kid. You know, some guys can just fight, and if you want to see a fight, that's who you want to see. You don't, you know, these other fights are big names, and you can already see the outcome. I know I can, because I'm a fan of boxing, not of a person, you know. So you're going already, mijo?
Yeah.
All right, mijo. Hey, this is Art, man. We took him to Saudi.
So really?
Yeah, we took him to Saudi Arabia, man. He's funny, man. He's cool. Tell him, Art.
I'm Art Barrera, 19 years old, 7-0, 5 KOs.
So we took him, and he was Virgil's sparring partner, man. He helped us out a lot, man. So you guys follow him.
Thank you guys, man.
Where do we follow you at, Art?
At Barrera_05 on Instagram.
Say it again, that way people get it.
At Barrera_ on Instagram.
Got it. Thank you, man.
Right,
Barrera.
There you go. Yeah, he's a good kid, man. He's a good kid. But yeah, so I would say that a 154 card. That's, I mean, all the other there's good guys in the weight classes, but 154, I mean, it is fucking
loaded.
It's loaded. You just can't go wrong with it. So yeah, that's what I would say.
And finally, where could people follow you and also Virgil Jr.? That way they could continue to follow on through his career, his path, and also get some gear.
You can follow me Vergil Ortiz Sr for senior, and Virgil, just Virgil Ortiz. That's on Instagram, on Facebook, and all of that stuff. And then for Virgil shirts, for his gear, you can go to VirgilOrtiz.com, and it's VERGIL. Or
not VI.
Yeah, not VI, it's VE. And yeah, that's it. So get a shirt, because I'm gonna stop making shirts. It's a hassle. So it is. So get a shirt there, and it's good stuff.
All right, man. Thanks for your time, Virgil Sr.
Yes, thank you.